Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Talk English Now. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to explore the phrasal verbs I use every single day, not in a boring textbook way, but in natural, everyday English, the same way real people use them in conversations. Before starting, I just want to let you know that we upload daily English learning videos every day, so subscribe if you want to improve your English step by step with me. I want today's session to feel like I'm sitting beside you, talking to you like a friend who wants to help you speak English naturally and confidently. And the best way to do that is to actually practice these phrasal verbs in real, meaningful sentences. We're not doing fill-in-the-blank exercises. We're not memorizing lists. We're using phrasal verbs the way people actually speak, and you're going to repeat them with me so they become part of your natural English voice. Let's start with one of the most common phrasal verbs I use every day. Wake up. I usually wake up around 7 in the morning, and sometimes I wake up feeling full of energy. Other days I wake up and need a few minutes to get moving. Repeat after me. I wake up early most days. Sometimes I wake up feeling tired. I wake up and try to start my day with a positive mindset. Now let's take another very useful one. Get up. I wake up at 7, but I get up a little later. Maybe you wake up at 6 but get up at 6:30. Or maybe you wake up and get up right away because you have work or school. Repeat with me. I wake up at 7, but I get up at 7:30. I get up slowly when I feel tired. I get up quickly when I have something exciting to do. Next one I use all the time is head out. I head out for work after breakfast. Sometimes I head out early to avoid traffic, and other times I head out a little later if my schedule is flexible. Try it with me. I head out after getting ready. I head out when I need to be somewhere. I head out and try to stay on time. Another phrasal verb that naturally comes up in daily life is pick up. I pick up my phone 100 times a day. I pick up groceries on my way home. Sometimes I pick up new habits when I want to improve myself. Repeat with me. I pick up my phone to check messages. I pick up what I need from the store. I pick up helpful habits to grow. Here's one that helps when life gets busy. Keep up. I try to keep up with my tasks during the day so I don't feel stressed. Sometimes I keep up with my goals, and sometimes I fall behind and try again. Repeat after me. I keep up with my work as much as I can. I keep up with my plans and adjust when needed. I keep up so I don't feel overwhelmed. Now let's practice run into. I often run into people I know in the neighborhood. Sometimes I run into problems during the day, which is normal. And sometimes I run into a good idea by accident. Repeat with me. I run into friends at unexpected times. I run into small issues, but I solve them. I run into ideas that inspire me. Another phrasal verb that makes conversations feel natural is catch up. I love catching up with friends after not seeing them for a while. Sometimes I catch up on messages. Sometimes I catch up on tasks I delayed. Repeat with me. I catch up with people I care about. I catch up on things I missed. I catch up and feel more organized. Let's practice look after. I look after my health by drinking water and resting. I look after my pets and my plants. Sometimes I look after responsibilities that I can't ignore. Repeat after me. I look after myself every day. I look after the things I care about. I look after my priorities to stay balanced. Now let's try drop by. I drop by my friend's house when I'm in the neighborhood. Sometimes I drop by a store to check something quickly. I drop by places when I don't want to stay long. Repeat it. I drop by when I'm nearby. I drop by for a quick visit. I drop by to say hello. We also use figure out constantly. I figure out what to cook for dinner. I figure out solutions when something doesn't work, and sometimes it takes time to figure out the right choice. Repeat with me. I figure out problems step by step. I figure out what I need to do. I figure out how to improve. Here's one many people relate to. Calm down. I calm down when I feel stressed by taking a deep breath. Sometimes I calm down by listening to music. Sometimes people around me help me calm down. Repeat after me. I calm down when things feel heavy. I calm down and take it slow. I calm down and feel more clear. Let's use turn on. I turn on the lights when I enter my room. I turn on my laptop to start work. I turn on soft music to relax. Repeat with me. I turn on the lights when I need them. I turn on my computer to begin my tasks. I turn on music to feel better. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this lesson, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more daily English practice. It really helps us reach more learners like you and helps you get better content every single day. Now we continue with turn off. I turn off the lights when I leave a room. I turn off my phone when I need a break. I turn off distractions to focus. Repeat with me. I turn off what I don't need. I turn off my phone to rest. I turn off the noise around me. Next is get back. I get back home after a long day. I get back to work after lunch. I get back to my goals whenever I drift away. Repeat it. I get back home feeling tired sometimes. I get back to my tasks after a break. I get back to what matters. Let's continue smoothly. Let's keep the rhythm going as we move into the next phrasal verb that I use constantly. Check in. I check in with myself throughout the day to see how I'm feeling. I check in with friends to make sure they're doing okay. I check in at work to stay on track. Repeat with me. I check in with myself to stay aware. I check in with people I care about. I check in so I stay connected. Another one that comes up in daily life is check out. I check out new cafes when I want to change. I check out interesting ideas online. Sometimes I check out something quickly and move on. Repeat it. I check out places I want to try. I check out new ideas to learn. I check out things that catch my attention. Let's bring in get along. I get along well with most of my coworkers. I get along with neighbors by being friendly. I get along with friends because we understand each other. Repeat after me. I get along with people who respect me. I get along by being kind. I get along with friends easily. Another natural one is hang out. I hang out with friends when I have time. I hang out at home when I need rest. Sometimes I hang out with my family just talking and laughing. Repeat with me. I hang out with people I love. I hang out at home to relax. I hang out and enjoy simple moments. Now let's bring in work on. I work on improving my English every day. I work on new skills when I want to grow. I work on myself so I can be better than yesterday. Repeat. I work on my goals with patience. I work on habits that help me grow. I work on things that matter to me. Here's another commonly used one. Deal with. I deal with stress by staying calm. I deal with difficult people in a respectful way. I deal with unexpected problems by thinking clearly. Repeat after me. I deal with challenges step by step. I deal with stress in healthy ways. I deal with what comes my way. Next is catch on. Sometimes it takes me a moment to catch on to a new idea. I catch on faster when I focus. I catch on when I hear the same thing in different contexts. Repeat with me. I catch on when something is explained well. I catch on when I practice. I catch on and feel more confident. Let's practice fill out. I fill out forms at the doctor's office. I fill out applications when needed. Sometimes I fill out surveys when someone asks. Repeat it. I fill out forms carefully. I fill out what's required. I fill out information when needed. Another everyday phrasal verb is run out. I run out of milk sometimes. I run out of battery on busy days. I run out of patience when things get too stressful. Repeat after me. I run out of things sometimes. I run out of battery when I forget to charge. I run out of patience, but I try to stay calm. Now let's use put off. I sometimes put off chores when I feel tired. I put off difficult tasks when I don't know where to start. I put off decisions until I have more clarity. Repeat with me. I put off things sometimes, but I try again. I put off tasks when I'm unsure. I put off decisions until the right moment. We also often use look forward to. I look forward to relaxing. After work. I look forward to spending time with friends. I look forward to small breaks during the day. Repeat it. I look forward to moments of rest. I look forward to seeing people I care about. I look forward to simple joys. A very useful phrasal verb is bring up. I bring up ideas during meetings. Sometimes I bring up funny stories to lighten the mood. I bring up important topics when needed. Repeat with me. I bring up helpful ideas. I bring up stories to connect. I bring up topics that matter. Let's practice grow up. I grew up in a small town. I grew up with lots of cousins. I grew up learning things little by little. Repeat after me. I grew up with simple memories. I grew up surrounded by people I love. I grew up learning from mistakes. Here's a conversational and emotional one. Open up. I open up to people I trust. I open up when I feel safe. Sometimes I open up slowly because I need time. Repeat with me. I open up when I'm comfortable. I open up to friends who care. I open up little by little. Another everyday phrasal verb is calm down. I calm down by taking deep breaths. I calm down by stepping away from noisy situations. I calm down by focusing on something steady. Repeat. I calm down and feel more grounded. I calm down when I take a moment. I calm down by letting go of stress. Let's move to write down. I write down ideas so I don't forget them. I write down reminders during busy days. I write down phrases I want to practice. Repeat with me. I write down thoughts that matter. I write down things to stay organized. I write down phrases to learn. Another one I use so often is check over. I check over my work before sending it. I check over my schedule in the morning. I check over plans before saying yes. Repeat. I check over details to avoid mistakes. I check over tasks before finishing. I check over what needs attention. Let's bring in figure out again because it is extremely common. Sometimes I try to figure out a problem while drinking tea. Sometimes I figure out how to fix something by watching a tutorial. Sometimes I figure out the best choice after thinking for a while. Repeat with me. I figure out solutions slowly. I figure out new ideas step by step. I figure out what works best for me. Now let's practice help out. I help out at home when things get busy. I help out friends when they need support. I help out whenever I can because it makes me feel useful. Repeat after me. I help out when someone needs me. I help out and feel connected. I help out to make things easier. Another natural one is drop off. I drop off packages at the post office. I drop off my friend at the station. I drop off things I don't need anymore. Repeat. I drop off items when needed. I drop off friends when I drive. I drop off things to stay organized. Let's practice pick out. I pick out clothes in the morning. I pick out gifts for friends. I pick out what feels right for the moment. Repeat after me. I pick out clothes based on my mood. I pick out gifts with care. I pick out choices that feel good. Now let's continue into the next phrasal verbs smoothly. Let's continue with another phrasal verb that shows up all the time in daily life. Sort out. I sort out my schedule every morning so I know what to expect. I sort out small problems before they grow bigger. I sort out my thoughts by writing them down. Repeat with me. I sort out my plans each day. I sort out issues step by step. I sort out my mind by being honest with myself. Now let's move to setup. I set up my workspace before I start my tasks. I set up reminders on my phone when I don't want to forget something. I set up small routines that make my day easier. Repeat after me. I set up things that help me stay organized. I set up reminders to remember tasks. I set up habits that help me grow. Another natural one is give up. I try not to give up when something feels hard. Sometimes I give up small distractions so I can focus. I give up excuses when I want to make progress. Repeat it. I don't give up easily. I give up what holds me back. I give up excuses and try again. Let's bring in check back. I check back on tasks I started earlier. I check back with people when I'm waiting for updates. I check back on my goals at the end of the week. Repeat with me. I check back to stay informed. I check back when I need clarity. I check back on my progress. Another everyday phrasal verb is move on. When something doesn't work out, I move on and try something new. I move on from mistakes and learn from them. I move on when the past no longer helps me. Repeat after me. I move on when things change. I move on with courage. I move on and keep growing. Let's practice look back. I look back sometimes to see how far I've come. I look back at old memories and smile. I look back only to learn, not to get stuck. Repeat with me. I look back to appreciate my progress. I look back at moments that shaped me. I look back but don't stay there. One of the easiest and most useful phrasal verbs is find out. I find out new things every day. I find out answers when I stay curious. I find out what works for me through practice. Repeat it. I find out new ideas when I explore. I find out solutions when I ask questions. I find out more when I stay open-minded. Now practice carry on. I carry on with my tasks even when I feel tired. I carry on learning because it makes me better. I carry on even when things feel slow. Repeat after me. I carry on step by step. I carry on with strength. I carry on because I believe in myself. Let's add cut down. I cut down on distractions so I can focus. I cut down on negative thoughts when they get too loud. I cut down on things that waste my time. Repeat with me. I cut down on what doesn't help. I cut down on stress little by little. I cut down on bad habits slowly. Here's another very natural phrasal verb. Drop out. Some people drop out of plans when they feel overwhelmed. Sometimes I drop out of events when I need rest. I drop out of conversations when I want quiet time. Repeat with me. I drop out when I need space. I drop out of plans to take care of myself. I drop out sometimes to protect my energy. Let's use stay up. I stay up too late when I'm watching something interesting. I stay up finishing tasks when deadlines are close. I stay up thinking about new ideas sometimes. Repeat after me. I stay up longer than I should sometimes. I stay up when I have important work. I stay up when my mind is full of thoughts. Another everyday phrasal verb is drop down. Temperatures drop down at night where I live. My energy sometimes drops down in the afternoon. Noise levels drop down when people go to sleep. Repeat, things drop down naturally. I adjust when energy drops down. I enjoy when the world drops down into quiet. Let's continue with carry out. I carry out my plans one step at a time. I carry out tasks with focus. I carry out what I promise when I commit. Repeat with me. I carry out my plans calmly. I carry out responsibilities with care. I carry out what I set my mind to. Now let's practice come across. I come across interesting ideas while reading. Sometimes I come across old pictures that make me smile. I come across helpful people at the right moment. Repeat after me. I come across inspiration everywhere. I come across memories from the past. I come across kindness unexpectedly. Another one we use often is breakdown. My laptop sometimes breaks down when it's too old. Plans break down when things change. I break down information into small pieces to understand better. Repeat with me. Technology breaks down sometimes. Plans break down, but I adjust. I break down information to learn. Let's bring in get through. I get through busy days by staying calm. I get through challenges by asking for help when needed. I get through tough moments by believing in myself. Repeat after me. I get through hard times slowly. I get through stress step by step. I get through situations with patience. Now let's use bring in. My work brings in new challenges every week. Learning English brings in fresh opportunities. Talking to new people brings in new perspectives. Repeat with me. I bring in new habits when I want growth. I bring in positive thoughts to feel better. I bring in routines that support my goals. Let's practice go over. I go over my notes before a meeting. I go over important details twice. I go over conversations in my head to understand better. Repeat after me. I go over things carefully. I go over ideas to make them clear. I go over problems before solving them. Another common phrasal verb is stick to. I stick to my schedule when I want good results. I stick to my goals even when progress is slow. I stick to healthy habits to feel better. Repeat with me. I stick to what helps me grow. I stick to routines that work. I stick to my path with confidence. Let's add point out. I point out mistakes so improvements can happen. I point out helpful ideas during discussions. I point out solutions when I see them. Repeat. I point out what needs attention. I point out benefits when they matter. I point out the positives too. Now let's use slow down. I slow down when I feel overwhelmed. I slow down to enjoy moments. I slow down to breathe and reset. Repeat with me. I slow down to stay present. I slow down when life feels heavy. I slow down to think clearly. Let's continue with the next phrasal verbs smoothly. Let's keep going with another phrasal verb that fits perfectly into daily English. Speak up. I speak up when something is important to me. I speak up when I feel someone needs support. I speak up even when it feels a little uncomfortable because staying silent can create more problems later. Repeat with me. I speak up when something matters. I speak up to share my thoughts. I speak up with confidence. Now let's try bring back. Certain smells bring back memories from childhood. Old songs bring back moments I thought I'd forgotten. Sometimes a simple object brings back feelings from years ago. Repeat it. Smells bring back memories. Songs bring back old emotions. Moments bring back thoughts I didn't expect. Another everyday phrasal verb is call off. I call off plans when I feel tired. Sometimes events get called off because of bad weather. I call off commitments when I need rest and clarity. Repeat with me. I call off plans when I need space. I call off things that no longer fit. I call off moments to protect my peace. Let's move to hold on. I hold on during difficult moments because I believe things will get better. I hold on to hope when life feels uncertain. I hold on when I just need a little more strength. Repeat after me. I hold on even when it's tough. I hold on because progress takes time. I hold on to the belief that I will grow. Now let's use look out. I look out for friends when they need help. I look out for opportunities to grow. I look out for moments where I can be kinder. Repeat. I look out for people around me. I look out for chances to improve. I look out for ways to make my day better. Another common one is cut off. Sometimes I cut off conversations when I'm in a hurry. I cut off negative thoughts when they become too loud. I cut off habits that don't help me improve. Repeat with me. I cut off distractions gently. I cut off negativity when possible. I cut off what no longer serves me. Now, let's practice break into. I break into a smile when I hear good news. I break into laughter when something funny happens. I break into a light jog when I'm running late. Repeat after me. I break into smiles during happy moments. I break into laughter easily. I break into action when needed. Another essential phrasal verb is stay away. I stay away from drama. I stay away from negative people when I can. I stay away from situations that drain my energy. Repeat. I stay away from negativity. I stay away from things that bring stress. I stay away from problems that aren't mine. Let's add come up with. I come up with ideas while walking. I come up with solutions when I take my time. I come up with new plans when old ones fail. Repeat with me. I come up with ideas creatively. I come up with options that help me grow. I come up with solutions slowly but surely. Now let's practice back up. I back up important files on my computer. I back up my opinions with reasons. I back up memories by taking pictures. Repeat. I back up my work carefully. I back up what I say. I back up moments so I can keep them. Another natural one is fall apart. Sometimes plans fall apart. Sometimes things fall apart so better things can come together. I fall apart occasionally, but I always pick myself back up. Repeat with me. Plans fall apart sometimes. Emotions fall apart, but calm returns. I fall apart, but I rise again. Let's move into head back. When I feel tired, I head back home. When I finish work, I head back to my routine. Sometimes I head back early when plans change. Repeat after me. I head back when I'm done. I head back to rest. I head back when I need quiet. Here's a simple and helpful phrasal verb. Check up on. I check up on friends when I haven't heard from them. I check up on my responsibilities from time to time. I check up on my goals to make sure I'm moving forward. Repeat. I check up on the people I love. I check up on my tasks. I check up on myself too. Now let's practice keep going. I keep going when things feel slow. I keep going even when I doubt myself. I keep going because stopping won't help me grow. Repeat. I keep going step by step. I keep going with strength. I keep going because I want to improve. Let's use breakout. I break out laughing when something surprises me. Sometimes my skin breaks out when I'm stressed. I break out into a big smile when I see something cute. Repeat with me. I break out laughing. I break out when things overwhelm me. I break out into smiles often. Another helpful one is reach out. I reach out when I need help. I reach out to reconnect with friends. I reach out when I want clarity. Repeat. I reach out instead of staying silent. I reach out to people I trust. I reach out to make connections. Let's continue with check in on. I check in on family members during busy weeks. I check in on my plants when I'm home. I check in on my progress often. Repeat after me. I check in on people I love. I check in on my responsibilities. I check in on myself kindly. Another daily phrasal verb is run over. Sometimes meetings run over time. My thoughts run over everything when I'm anxious. Tasks run over into the next hour when schedules are tight. Repeat. Plans run over sometimes. Time runs over when we're busy. Thoughts run over in my mind. Now let's practice bring out. Good friends bring out the best in me. Certain songs bring out emotions I forgot. Moments of peace bring out clarity. Repeat with me. I bring out my strengths through practice. I bring out kindness when possible. I bring out the best version of myself. Let's use mess up. I mess up sometimes, and that's okay. I mess up when I rush. I mess up words when I'm nervous. Repeat. I mess up, but I learn. I mess up and try again. I mess up, but grow stronger. Here's another everyday phrasal verb. Pull over. Drivers pull over for emergencies. I pull over when I need a break during long drives. People pull over when something feels unsafe. Repeat. I pull over to stay safe. I pull over to rest. I pull over when necessary. Let's move to hang on. I hang on during stressful days. I hang on to hope. I hang on to my goals even when progress feels slow. Repeat after me. I hang on with strength. I hang on when things get tough. I hang on because I believe in myself. Now use bring down. Negative comments bring down my mood. Bad weather sometimes brings down my energy. Overthinking brings down my motivation. Repeat. I avoid things that bring down my spirit. I notice when something brings me down. I lift myself up when I feel brought down. Another very natural phrasal verb is warm up. I warm up before exercising. I warm up to people slowly. I warm up to new ideas with time. Repeat. I warm up slowly. I warm up step by step. I warm up when I feel safe. Let's continue into the next phrasal verbs smoothly. Let's keep going with another phrasal verb that appears in everyday conversations. Check out of. I check out of a hotel when my trip is over. I check out of conversations mentally when I'm tired. I check out of situations that don't feel right for me. Repeat with me. I check out of places when I'm done. I check out of moments that feel uncomfortable. I check out of stress to protect my peace. Now let's bring in fall behind. I fall behind on tasks when I don't manage my time well. I fall behind on messages when life gets busy. I fall behind sometimes, but I always catch up eventually. Repeat. I fall behind, but I try again. I fall behind when things pile up. I fall behind sometimes, and that's okay. Let's use catch up on. I catch up on sleep during weekends. I catch up on shows when I have free time. I catch up on chores when my home needs attention. Repeat after me. I catch up on rest when I need it. I catch up on small tasks. I catch up on things I ignored earlier. Another everyday phrasal verb is pull together. I pull together my plans when things feel scattered. I pull together my confidence when I'm nervous. I pull together everything I know when I face challenges. Repeat with me. I pull together my energy to move forward. I pull together details to stay organized. I pull together my strength during hard moments. Let's practice run through. I run through my schedule in my mind each morning. I run through important points before speaking. I run through plans with friends so we're on the same page. Repeat. I run through ideas to be prepared. I run through tasks to stay focused. I run through information to feel ready. Another useful phrasal verb is give in. I give in to cravings sometimes. I give in to sleep when I'm exhausted. I give in when I realize fighting doesn't help. Repeat after me. I give in to rest when needed. I give in when it's the healthy choice. I give in without guilt. Now let's practice look into. I look into solutions before deciding. I look into new opportunities that come my way. I look into things that interest me. Repeat. I look into details before acting. I look into ideas that feel right. I look into possibilities with an open mind. Another essential one is make up. I make up my mind when I'm sure. I make up stories to entertain children. I make up for mistakes by doing better next time. Repeat with me. I make up my mind after thinking. I make up stories for fun. I make up for my errors by learning. Let's bring in open up to. I open up to people who make me feel safe. I open up to new ideas when I'm ready. I open up to change slowly but definitely. Repeat. I open up when my heart feels calm. I open up when trust builds. I open up little by little. Now let's try wrap up. I wrap up my tasks before relaxing. I wrap up conversations politely. I wrap up my day by reflecting on what I learned. Repeat with me. I wrap up work slowly. I wrap up talks with care. I wrap up my day with gratitude. Let's practice step up. I step up when I'm needed. I step up when I want to challenge myself. I step up to opportunities even when I feel scared. Repeat. I step up when life calls me. I step up and try harder. I step up with courage. Another useful phrasal verb is step back. I step back when things feel overwhelming. I step back to see the bigger picture. I step back to calm my thoughts. Repeat after me. I step back to breathe. I step back to think clearly. I step back to understand better. Let's use drop out of. Some people drop out of classes when they feel unprepared. I drop out of activities when I need time for myself. I drop out of arguments to protect my peace. Repeat. I drop out of stress when possible. I drop out of situations that drain me. I drop out of conflict and choose calm. Another natural one is bounce. Back. I bounce back from mistakes. I bounce back from difficult weeks. I bounce back stronger after setbacks. Repeat with me. I bounce back because I'm resilient. I bounce back slowly but surely. I bounce back with more confidence. Now practice hold back. I hold back tears sometimes. I hold back my opinion when it's not helpful. I hold back from reacting too fast. Repeat after me. I hold back when I need control. I hold back to stay calm. I hold back to avoid hurting others. Let's add call back. I call back friends when I miss their calls. I call back businesses when I need information. I call back later when I'm busy. Repeat. I call back when I'm free. I call back to stay in touch. I call back to follow up. Another everyday phrasal verb is show up. I show up for people I care about. I show up even when I'm tired. I show up because consistency matters. Repeat. I show up with kindness. I show up for myself too. I show up even on tough days. Let's continue with show off. Some people show off when they feel insecure. I don't show off because I prefer to stay humble. I show off only when I'm genuinely proud of something. Repeat. I don't show off unnecessarily. I show off only when it feels right. I show off skills after hard work. Now let's practice stick around. I stick around when someone needs company. I stick around after events to help. I stick around because connection matters. Repeat with me. I stick around to support others. I stick around to learn more. I stick around to enjoy the moment. Let's use take over. New habits take over old ones. Stress can take over if we don't manage it. Sometimes excitement takes over and makes us smile. Repeat. I let positivity take over. I notice when stress takes over. I let calmness take over instead. Another common phrasal verb is think ahead. I think ahead before making choices. I think ahead when planning my week. I think ahead to avoid problems. Repeat. I think ahead to stay prepared. I think ahead with intention. I think ahead, but stay present. Let's bring in workout. Things usually work out in the end. Plans work out better when I stay flexible. I work out problems by staying calm. Repeat after me. Things work out slowly. Plans work out with patience. I work out challenges one by one. Now practice wipe out. Long days wipe out my energy. Heavy workouts wipe out my strength. Worry sometimes wipes out my focus. Repeat. Stress wipes out my calm sometimes. Fatigue wipes out motivation. Breaks help me recover what was wiped out. Let's continue with break off. I break off unhealthy habits. I break off conversations when necessary. I break off patterns that don't help me grow. Repeat. I break off negativity. I break off what drains me. I break off from old cycles. Another gentle but powerful one is ease up. I ease up when I push myself too hard. I ease up on expectations when I feel overwhelmed. I ease up and let my mind breathe. Repeat with me. I ease up to feel lighter. I ease up and slow down. I ease up to be kinder to myself. Let's move on to the next phrasal verb smoothly. Let's continue with another phrasal verb that fits naturally into daily conversation. Head out for. I head out for a walk when I need fresh air. I head out for groceries when my fridge feels empty. I head out for small breaks just to reset my mind. Repeat with me. I head out for calm moments. I head out for small errands. I head out for a change of environment. Now let's bring in look over. I look over my messages in the morning. I look over my to-do list before starting the day. I look over plans quickly so I know what to expect. Repeat. I look over notes to stay organized. I look over details carefully. I look over what I might forget. Another everyday phrasal verb is chip in. I chip in when a group buys a gift. I chip in when my family needs help. I chip in when someone needs support. Repeat after me. I chip in whenever I can. I chip in to help people. I chip in because teamwork matters. Let's practice cut out. I cut out sugar when I want to feel healthier. I cut out distractions when I need focus. I cut out negative habits slowly. Repeat. I cut out what drains my energy. I cut out noise in my mind. I cut out things that don't serve me. Another useful one is drag on. Meetings sometimes drag on longer than expected. Conversations drag on when people repeat the same thing. Some days just drag on slowly. Repeat with me. Some moments drag on endlessly. Some days drag on, but I stay patient. Some talks drag on and test my focus. Now let's practice fall for. I fall for silly jokes easily. I fall for small surprises. Sometimes I fall for ideas that sound better than they really are. Repeat after me. I fall for light-hearted jokes. I fall for kindness quickly. I fall for ideas when I'm excited. Let's add figure on. I figure on finishing my tasks by evening. I figure on taking small breaks during the day. I figure on adjusting plans if something changes. Repeat. I figure on being flexible. I figure on doing my best. I figure on handling things calmly. Another natural one is focus on. I focus on my breath when I feel overwhelmed. I focus on my goals when things get messy. I focus on one task at a time to stay productive. Repeat with me. I focus on what matters. I focus on small steps. I focus on progress, not perfection. Now let's practice get away. I get away from stress by listening to calming music. I get away for a weekend when I need rest. I get away from busy places to clear my head. Repeat. I get away when I need space. I get away to reconnect with myself. I get away to refresh my mind. Another phrasal verb we use all the time is go ahead. I go ahead with plans when I feel ready. I go ahead even when I'm slightly nervous. I go ahead because waiting too long doesn't help. Repeat after me. I go ahead with confidence. I go ahead step by step. I go ahead and trust the process. Let's use hand in. I hand in assignments on time. I hand in important forms when needed. I hand in what is asked from me. Repeat. I hand in work responsibly. I hand in documents carefully. I hand in tasks with focus. Another common one is hit on. Sometimes I hit on a great idea without trying. I hit on solutions while doing something unrelated. I hit on inspirations in quiet moments. Repeat. I hit on ideas randomly. I hit on answers slowly. I hit on creative thoughts unexpectedly. Let's practice jot down. I jot down thoughts quickly. I jot down reminders before I forget. I jot down phrases I want to practice. Repeat after me. I jot down ideas that inspire me. I jot down notes during the day. I jot down things to stay prepared. Now let's use keep at. I keep at learning English because it helps me grow. I keep at routines even when I feel tired. I keep at goals that matter to me. Repeat. I keep at things with patience. I keep at what I believe in. I keep at habits that make me better. Another everyday phrasal verb is lay out. I lay out my clothes the night before. I lay out my schedule in the morning. I lay out ideas during planning. Repeat. I lay out tasks to stay organized. I lay out steps to avoid confusion. I lay out what I need clearly. Let's use let down. I try not to let down people who trust me. I let down myself sometimes, but I forgive quickly. I let down expectations when they stress me. Repeat after me. I avoid letting down those I care about. I let down pressure when needed. I let down my guard when I feel safe. Now practice live up to. I try to live up to my promises. I live up to my responsibilities. Sometimes I live up to expectations, and sometimes I don't, and that's okay. Repeat. I live up to goals slowly. I live up to my values. I live up to my potential little by little. Another natural phrasal verb is look ahead. I look ahead to future plans. I look ahead to better days. I look ahead so I don't stay stuck in the past. Repeat with me. I look ahead with hope. I look ahead with excitement. I look ahead even when things feel uncertain. Let's practice measure up. I don't try to measure up to others. I measure up only to my own standards. I measure up by growing at my pace. Repeat. I don't need to measure up to anyone. I measure up by improving myself. I measure up slowly but surely. Now let's use move ahead. I move ahead even when plans change. I move ahead after setbacks. I move ahead by taking small steps. Repeat after me. I move ahead with calm energy. I move ahead after learning. I move ahead one moment at a time. Another everyday phrasal verb is pass out. I pass out on the couch when I'm exhausted. I almost pass out when I stand up too fast. I pass out after long days of work. Repeat. I pass out from tiredness sometimes. I pass out without planning it. I pass out when my body needs rest. Let's bring in pick on. I don't pick on people. I don't like when others pick on someone unfairly. I avoid situations where people pick on each other. Repeat. I avoid picking on anyone. I notice when someone is picked on. I choose kindness instead of picking on others. Now practice pull through. I pull through tough times. I pull through stressful moments with patience. I pull through because I don't give up. Repeat. I pull through slowly. I pull through with courage. I pull through and grow stronger. Let's add put away. I put away dishes after eating. I put away clothes after laundry. I put away my phone to focus. Repeat after me. I put away things to stay tidy. I put away distractions. I put away what I'm done with. Another useful phrasal verb is read over. I read over messages before sending. I read over instructions to understand. I read over work to avoid mistakes. Repeat. I read over details. I read over words carefully. I read over tasks before finishing. Let's use screw up. I screw up sometimes when I'm tired. I screw up simple tasks occasionally. I screw up plans, but fix them later. Repeat with me. I screw up, but I learn. I screw up and move forward. I screw up, but still grow. Another common one is set off. I set off early when I have long trips. I set off into my day with intention. I set off calmly when I want a good start. Repeat. I set off with purpose. I set off prepared. I set off trying to stay positive. Now let's smoothly continue into the next phrasal verbs. Let's keep moving with another everyday phrasal verb, settle down. I settle down after a long day by making a warm drink. I settle down when I find a quiet corner to relax. I settle down when my mind feels calm again. Repeat with me. I settle down slowly. I settle down by breathing deeply. I settle down to feel peaceful. Now let's practice speak out. I speak out when I see something unfair. I speak out when silence would make things worse. I speak out because my voice matters. Repeat. I speak out with courage. I speak out when it's necessary. I speak out respectfully. Another useful phrasal verb is tear down. I tear down old ideas that no longer help me grow. I tear down negative beliefs about myself. I tear down emotional walls when I'm ready to trust someone. Repeat after me. I tear down doubts gently. I tear down fear step by step. I tear down limits that no longer belong in my life. Let's continue with wait on. I wait on decisions when I'm unsure. I wait on answers before making a final choice. I wait on opportunities when timing isn't right. Repeat. I wait on clarity. I wait on things that need patience. I wait on the right moment. Now let's use zoom in on. I zoom in on the details when I want accuracy. I zoom in on small improvements. I zoom in on things that bring joy. Repeat with me. I zoom in on progress. I zoom in on what matters most. I zoom in on positive moments. Another everyday phrasal verb is zone out. I zone out sometimes during long meetings. I zone out when I'm tired. I zone out when my mind needs a break. Repeat. I zone out without meaning to. I zone out to reset my mind. I zone out, then return with more focus. Now practice wind down. I wind down by taking slow breaths. I wind down by listening to calm music. I wind down by putting the day behind me. Repeat after me. I wind down gently. I wind down before sleeping. I wind down to feel lighter. Let's bring in wrap around. Sometimes ideas wrap around my mind all day. Sometimes stress wraps around my thoughts. Sometimes excitement wraps around my heart. Repeat. Thoughts wrap around my brain. Emotions wrap around my energy. Inspiration wraps around my day. Another useful phrasal verb is write off. I write off small mistakes when they don't matter. I write off unkind comments. I write off fears that hold me back. Repeat with me. I write off negativity. I write off setbacks. I write off anything that slows my growth. Now let's use work through. I work through problems slowly. I work through emotions by talking or writing. I work through confusion by giving myself time. Repeat. I work through things step by step. I work through challenges with patience. I work through situations with calm energy. Another natural one is take in. I take in new information every day. I take in beauty around me. I take in small moments of gratitude. Repeat. I take in lessons as they come. I take in peaceful moments. I take in wisdom from experience. Let's practice take on. I take on responsibilities even when they're challenging. I take on new goals each year. I take on tasks when I feel capable. Repeat after me. I take on things with courage. I take on projects that help me grow. I take on work with focus. Now let's add take out. I take out the trash in the morning. I take out my notebook for ideas. I take out anything that gets in my way. Repeat. I take out things to stay organized. I take out tools when needed. I take out clutter from my life. Another helpful phrasal verb is touch up. I touch up my makeup quickly before going out. I touch up my writing before sending it. I touch up small details to make them look better. Repeat. I touch up my work lightly. I touch up things to improve them. I touch up mistakes with care. Let's continue with track down. I track down missing items when I misplace them. I track down answers online. I track down people I need to contact. Repeat with me. I track down solutions. I track down information patiently. I track down what's important. Now let's use turn around. My mood turns around when something nice happens. My day turns around when I start fresh. My thoughts turn around when I breathe calmly. Repeat. My energy turns around slowly. My mindset turns around with small shifts. My day turns around when I choose positivity. Another common phrasal verb is use up. I use up all my energy on busy days. I use up pens quickly because I write a lot. I use up ingredients when I cook. Repeat after me. I use up energy but recharge later. I use up resources carefully. I use up things with purpose. Now let's practice wake up to. I wake up to sunlight entering my room. I wake up to new ideas. I wake up to the reality that growth takes time. Repeat. I wake up to hope each morning. I wake up to opportunities. I wake up to the beauty of progress. Another natural phrasal verb is wash up. I wash up before eating. I wash up after cooking. I wash up to feel fresh. Repeat with me. I wash up quickly. I wash up to reset. I wash up before continuing my day. Let's bring in work up. I work up the courage to speak confidently. I work up energy to face busy days. I work up motivation when I feel slow. Repeat. I work up strength as needed. I work up excitement for goals. I work up confidence little by little. Now let's practice zone in on. I zone in on my breath when I meditate. I zone in on my goals. I zone in on the small steps I need to take today. Repeat. I zone in on clarity. I zone in on progress. I zone in on helpful habits. Another useful one is zero in on. I zero in on solutions instead of problems. I zero in on key details. I zero in on what truly matters. Repeat with me. I zero in on my strengths. I zero in on important points. I zero in on what moves me forward. Let's continue with back out. Sometimes people back out of plans. I back out of commitments when I realize they don't fit my schedule. I back out respectfully when needed. Repeat. I back out gently when necessary. I back out to protect my peace. I back out with honesty. Now let's practice breakthrough. I break through confusion after practicing. I break through fear by trying. I break through old habits with effort. Repeat after me. I break through slowly. I break through obstacles. I break through limits with growth. Another everyday phrasal verb is burst out. I burst out laughing at unexpected jokes. I burst out singing sometimes. I burst out with joy when good things happen. Repeat. I burst out laughing easily. I burst out with excitement. I burst out smiling during happy moments. Let's bring in carry on with. I carry on with my work after short breaks. I carry on with my goals despite distractions. I carry on with hope. Repeat. I carry on with patience. I carry on with belief. I carry on with calm determination. Now use come over. Friends come over. Sometimes for tea. Family members come over to visit. I ask people to come over when I want company. Repeat. People come over to connect. Friends come over for warmth. Loved ones come over to share time. Another natural one is come by. I come by helpful advice from strangers. I come by solutions when I pause and think. I come by inspiration unexpectedly. Repeat. I come by wisdom in small ways. I come by new ideas daily. I come by joy naturally. Let's practice cross out. I cross out tasks once I finish them. I cross out mistakes. I cross out plans that don't work. Repeat. I cross out things to stay organized. I cross out errors calmly. I cross out distractions. Now let's begin closing the whole lesson with warmth and motivation, keeping the tone personal and encouraging. You've practiced so many phrasal verbs with me today, and the most important thing is not perfection, but consistency. You showed up, you repeated, you stayed present, and every minute of practice makes your English more natural. I'm proud of you for staying with me through this long session, and I hope you feel a little more confident, a little more fluent, and a lot more encouraged. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Keep practicing these phrasal verbs in your daily life. Speak them out loud, use them in your thoughts, and slowly they will become part of the way you naturally express yourself. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons.